All right, so we out here. I thought I'd go live for the Heather Hardy versus Camara fight. It's gonna be a short live because it's really only two fights. Makia Kreps, my understanding is that Makia Kreps, she blew the weight pretty bad. I'm gonna have to ask Kaylee Reese what happened with that. I don't know what happened with that. She's supposed to be on this card, but apparently she blew the weight, and it must have been by a lot because the fight didn't go through. So I can only assume that if she blew the weight, she must have blew it by a lot because now she ain't even on the card. Card's getting started right now. Brooklyn's own Melissa Saintville, Olivia Garula. Olivia got some meaty thighs. I like that. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen, I love boxing, but I'm only human, and I love meaty thighs. It is what it is. I can't. I'm not gonna change that. I'm not gonna change that for you. I'm not gonna change that for nobody. Olivia Garula got some good old turkey drums. I'm human, dog. Don't be mad at me. All right, well, get this party started real quick. And Olivia Garula is already in the ring wearing the red. Melissa Saintville is going to be coming out shortly. You know what I'm saying? I believe that this is a lightweight contest, 135 pounds. That's Katie Taylor's division. I wonder that both Melissa and Heather aren't trying to position themselves for a shot at one of Katie Taylor's titles. They can make themselves a decent amount of money in victory or defeat. So the logic is very relatable. We all trying to get paid out here in one way, shape, or form. Comes always the very vivacious, the very bubbly, the generally pleasant Melissa Saintville. I actually had the pleasure of speaking to Melissa Saintville here on the channel. Very fun person to talk to. Just an all around nice person, sunny disposition. One of the nicer personalities I've had the opportunity to speak to in the sport of boxing. Melissa Saintville's been all around the world. She's a road warrior anywhere from Tennessee to Belgium. She's seen it and she's done it. You know what I mean? So you gotta love Melissa. Um, and yeah, man, we out here, man. We out here. You know what I'm saying? Get the life going. Yeah, man. Yeah. Quick live. Nothing major, nothing major. So we got both combatants in the ring. Melissa Saintville on one end, Olivia Garula, the Predator, on the other. I like Melissa to win the fight. I think she's the stronger puncher, the more compact puncher as well. I think she's had the better experiences. I was goody, yes, sir. We out here. We out here. And like I said, this ain't gonna be a long live. I mean, maybe after the card is over, we'll segue to some other topics. I just ordered some pizzas for the kids because I don't feel like cooking nothing. You know what I mean? Olivia Garula with the red. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking the turkey drums on Olivia. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a human being. You could judge me if you want to, but I'm a Hispanic male and I like big legs. I'm not gonna change that for y'all. Y'all can't change me, all right? We out here, we out here. 18 wins. Fighting out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Canada got a lot of female fighters, man. They got like Jessica Camara's from Canada, Olivia Garula's from Canada, Marie Eve DeCurr, Clem Clavel. You know what I'm saying? They got scrappers up there, man. This on UFC Fight Pass, bro. I had to pay $9.99 for the card. I asked Lou whether or not he gonna have more cards on here. He said yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, if he gonna have cards on here, if his girl's gonna be fighting here on a regular basis, then I support him. Big fan of Melissa Saintville, man. Francisco, Pat's Nation, we in the building. I don't know if there's gonna be any kind of issues if I turn the volume up. I don't know. Melissa Saintville, NABO champion over here, feel me? She the NABO champion, so she's already kind of in position of getting herself in position to fight for a title at this weight. I believe this is a lightweight contest. I believe this is 135 pounds. And like I said, the look of the situation to me is that both Melissa and Heather maybe trying to position themselves for a shot at Katie Taylor, one of Katie Taylor's titles, perhaps through different sanctioning bodies. And we gonna see what it do. We gonna see. I like Melissa St. Ville to win this fight right here. Think she got it. Olivia Garula come all the way down from Canada. It's on UFC Fight Pass, bro. It's on UFC Fight Pass. Yeah, Heather Hardy hasn't fought since the Amanda Serrano fight. She ain't fight since that fight, so it's wild out here. We gonna see what Olivia could do, but I like Melissa St. Ville for the fight. Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's see what it do. Melissa starts off with the jab, doubles up on the jab, tries for the right hand to the body. Things get a little scrappy in the middle. All right, we already see Melissa's getting off some shots. Look like she touched her up with that right hand right there. Oh, look like she touched her with another right hand. Melissa does not appear to have lost a step. She's still sharp in there. Hunkers down, sits on those punches. Nice little compact left hook on the inside. You'll notice that the shots from Garula are particularly wide. This gives opportunities, countering opportunities for the very compact Melissa St. Ville. She's a bundle of joy and she's a bundle of punches. God damn it. Olivia tries with the jab. It's not a very effective jab. She's putting it out there. Good right. It looked like St. Ville landed a jab, a counter jab in there. Olivia tries for the body. All right. Crisp 1-2. Looked like a 1-2-1 combination from St. Ville. Couple of shots to the body. Almost immediately, you notice a difference in the quality of the punches and the power, the torque behind the shots. Melissa St. Ville has some mustard on those punches. Things are getting very scrappy in the exchange. You don't want to trade punches with Melissa St. Ville. Where Brooklyn at? Where is it? God damn it! Tries for the jab. Tries for the right. Ooh, very nice roll from Melissa St. Ville. That could have been nasty. That could have been nasty. I mean, you notice the difference in the boxes. Melissa's a more educated puncher. The shots are more compact. It's just neater and tidier what you get from Melissa St. Ville. She's got a lot of experience. She's been in there with some tough customers. You understand what I'm saying? Melissa St. Ville, goddamn it. I was goody Tom Roberts, Catacor. Yes, sir. Leo from 80, Vegas. And like I said, if Lou DiBella's gonna have cards on UFC Fight Pass on a regular basis, then I rock with him, or I might just rock with him when he's having cards. Cause Dana White. I can't just be giving Dana White my money, dog. I can't just be doing that. But if the DiBella stable of fight is gonna be on there, you know what I mean? I gotta say, Olivia Garula got hit quite a bit in that round. She got touched up. She ain't no spring chicken. I mean, she's got some good meat on those bones, but she ain't no spring chicken now. Can't afford to let Melissa tag her up like that in the second round. Melissa a little bit more aggressive in this round, steps into the jab, tries for a couple of shots, putting a 1-2-1 combination together. She's going for it. I think that Melissa senses that she can hurt Olivia Garula, and that's why she's getting a little bit gutsier in the second round. Gary King Frog, what it is, what it do. Actual facts. I think Melissa knows that she can hurt Olivia Garula. She sees how Olivia's responding to that right hand when it does land. Olivia doesn't like it, and why would she? It's a strong right hand all the way from Brooklyn, goddammit. Update on the Art Man situation. It appears that Tay Jones has chosen to back out of the deal. He has suspended his Twitter account. And this was after agreeing to take on Artman's debt. It appears that Tay Jones is waffling on the deal. I repeat, waffling on the deal. So St. Ville tries for a couple of shots. Olivia Garula does not have the answer. She's a strong girl, good set of legs, but she ain't got the answers for Melissa. Better defensively, better offensively, perhaps better fitness as well. We'll find out down the stretch. I think Melissa could get a knockout here. If she sets it up right, she can probably stop Olivia Garula. She's just got to give herself a little bit more room. It's a little scrappy mid-range to inside. She's got to give herself a little bit more room to put something on the punch, really drive the punch. Going back in straight lines. A more educated boxer than Olivia Garula would have been able to capitalize on that opportunity as Melissa went back in a straight line. Ill-advised, as you can eat a straight right hand or a straight left hand if you fight the southpaw. Going back in straight lines. Yeah, he in hiding, man. He deleted his Twitter account, Catacor. He deleted it. After he said he was going to pay the money for art, man, he decided to delete his Twitter account. What's going on out here, man? I feel like the Boogity Man. I feel like Demetrius Andrade out here. The fight's on UFC Fight Pass, bro. You got to put UFC Fight Pass in the search bar. Then you got to subscribe for $9.99 a month. You could cancel the subscription afterwards. I might do that depending on if they having cards month to month. Carl Tavius taking on Artman's Dead is now canceled. His Twitter account. Yeah, bro. He canceled his shit, man. Melissa Saintville always in peak physical condition. Looks like she works out year round. If you follow her social media, she's in fantastic fucking shape. Fantastic. Haiti's own, Brooklyn's own Melissa Saintville with the white and red trim. Appears to be laying into Olivia Garula. Body shots on the inside. You have to wonder how Olivia's feeling right now. She hasn't won a round yet. I don't know, man. I don't really think I'm a scary person. I think I'm a very likable guy. I'm very amicable. I get along with most people that I meet, but I'm also very honest. Some people don't like that, especially in this day and age. Honesty is not always the best policy in today's era of very, very sensitive individuals and ass betters. Good jab landed by Melissa Saintville. Tries for a couple of shots, misses. I don't know what the hell Olivia was trying to do with that shot. That's all it takes. Double up the jab, Melissa. Double up the jab. Double it up, get her to cover up, and then target the midsection. I get the sense that Melissa can really hurt Olivia Garula. She's just got to tidy up the work. Good shot from Saintville. Good clean shot. It wasn't the knee. It looked like the ruler's hurt. Go for it. Tank is the. Why do you keep saying that though? Like I don't even know if you being sarcastic or if you really believe that shit. Like I don't know why Campos Vasquez keep telling me Tank is the face of boxing. Is he paying you to say that? Like you literally just said that in another video. Like I don't know what that's for. Olivia is simply too rough around the edges for Melissa Saintville, who is so clearly the more educated boxer and the more athletic boxer at the same time. Physical gifts are a factor in a fight. There is Brian Cohen of the Empire Stable of Fighters. Actually spoken to Brian here on the channel before. Let me know a thing or two about what he wants and what he's trying to get out of the situation in reference to a potential 147-pound title fight between one of his guiles and Jessica McCaskill. Tries for the hook. It gets absorbed on the arms. The work's got to be a little tidier. It's got to be a little tidier. Don't go in there wasting punches. If she's in a high guard, target that midsection. Go for the body. Antonio Mosley. Things are getting a little bit messy now. You wonder that fatigue's not setting in. Leonard Smellerby Promotions tries for the jab. Wide hook from Garula that does not find a home. Good crisp shots from St. Ville. They didn't find a home, but there was something on those shots. Tries for the overhand right. Garula in the red. Appears that Melissa lands a right hand. Temporarily stuns Garula on her way in. It's UFC Fight Pass, Leo. UFC Fight Pass. Good right hand from St. Ville. Glancing right hand. Didn't land flush, but it did land. Lands jab. You notice that Garula's leaning in over her lead foot. Very ill-advised. Garula's just not a very polished boxer. I mean, these little mistakes, this is why she's getting tagged. She actually leaned over, her head leaned over her lead foot. You don't want to do that. You got to protect yourself at all times. Melissa St. Ville. I was good, Lance Meyer. 14 in the building. Yeah, St. Ville's gorgeous, man. I got to admit that. She's fucking gorgeous. But, I got to stay professional. Got to keep it clean. Got to keep it neat. Got to keep it tidy. But she's fucking gorgeous. And I don't think it's unprofessional for me to say that. I don't think that. Why would that be unprofessional? That's nice. Who doesn't want to be called gorgeous? All right, I'm going to eat this fucking pizza. Pizza Hut makes some whack fucking pizza, man. I got to say that. This shit is ill. The very sturdy Olivia Garula. St. Ville comes out. Olivia Garula tries for a flurry of shots, none of which connected. St. Ville unloads a salvo that's caught on the arms and gloves. It's getting messy in there, man. The work's just a lot tidier from Melissa St. Ville. It's a lot neater. It's work that you can see, you can understand. And that's going to be a factor if this goes the distance. That's going to be a factor if somebody doesn't get knocked the fuck out. Sophia! Okay. I'm not doing it on purpose. You got to go to Google, put in UFC Fight Pass like I did. Then it's going to come up. Then you got to go to it and you click the thing. What do you want to sub? Do you want to sub for a year or do you just want to sub for a month? The month is $9.99. That's what I picked. Gotta say, Olivia Garula's as tough as a $2 steak. Taking a lot of shots, but she's still in there. She's not winning, but she's there. I think fatigue is setting in for both fighters. I think that the variety of punches, the quality of the punches, you can tell that some fatigue is setting in. That's good pizza. Well, it didn't look, the pizza didn't look good, but it tastes all right. I got some pineapple pizza too. I think it's a 5 rounder. Yeah, I don't think this is a 10 rounder because then again, Melissa St. Ville is NABO champ. I don't know. I don't know if this is a 10 round fight. It might be. My audio sound distant. How I sound now? How I sound now? Do I still sound distant? I think I have my hand over the mic. Ow! Appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that Buatsi card. I think that that's gonna be Joshua Buatsi's first fight under Virgil Hunter. So it's gonna be very interesting to see if he's had an impact yet. My expectations are not that high because if this is his first fight with Virgil, you can't expect him to become a different fighter overnight, just off of one fight. It does take time. Oscar Valdez and Eddie Reynoso are the perfect example. Up until the Birchelt fight, it hadn't all really come together for Oscar. Thus, Joshua Buatsi must be given that same consideration. Yeah, they do. It's because they only got 2 minute rounds. That's what it is. That's what it is. Well, the main event is Heather Hardy versus Jessica Camara, which is next up after this fight. It was supposed to be 3 fights, but Makia Krebs blew the weight. I'm not sure why. I'm going to ask Kaylee Reese what happened. I don't know what happened. Flick rock jumps out. This is going to be Heather Hardy's first fight since the Amandia Serrano loss, the only loss of Heather Hardy's professional career. But I gotta say, Melissa St. Phil's really fucking gorgeous. I just keep finding myself thinking that. But I've got to be professional. I've got to call a fight. Who the hell was Olivia Garula trying to hit with that right hand? You missed by a mile. It is getting messy out there. It is getting messy. I mean, the body shots are landing for Melissa St. Ville, but she does look a little bit tired. Kind of looks like she's breathing with her mouth open. Fatigue may be setting in. UFC Fight Pass, bro. Punch. I don't know where Punch is. I got his number. I could call him for you. Yeah, Melissa's got athleticism on Olivia Garula. God bless her. She's just not as athletically gifted as Melissa. Came all the way down from Canada. They got scrappers up there in Canada. They do. Just want to know if you're gonna be chopping. Or I might do another video. It all depends. A lot of people keep asking me to talk about the Michaela Mayer versus Erika Farias fight. That fight has been made official, though admittedly, I already discussed that fight when it was a rumor 2 weeks ago, and that video is currently up on the channel. Adam Lopez versus Isaac Dogbe is a very fun fight. I very much like that fight. That's going to be on the. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, Daniel Rios. You ain't have to do that. Appreciate that. Isaac Dogbe versus Adam Lopez. I very much like that fight. I'm not sure that Isaac Dogbe has the physical dimensions to campaign as a featherweight, though there really is only one way to find out. Adam Lopez looked very impressive against Oscar Valdez when they fought. Some people feel that Adam Lopez in that fight deserved the benefit of the doubt, but he was not given that benefit by the referee. Early stoppage, you be the judge. Oh, those 2 nice body shots from Melissa St. Ville. I gotta have her back on the channel. I've only got to talk to her once. Very nice lady, man. Very nice lady. From Brooklyn, from New York, where I'm from. Many years ago, there was a rivalry between Harlemites and Brooklynites. This was when dinosaurs roamed the earth. A very young Chuck Norris had a very good sparring session with a young Bruce Lee. Appreciate that, David Lorva. It's getting messy. It's getting messy. That's how you know they're tired. That's how you know they're tired because it's getting messy. A lot of arm punches mid range to inside, but Melissa Saintville is getting the better of the exchange. Olivia's trying for a lot of shots, but she can't close the gap without getting tagged. A very big issue for Olivia because she's just not as polished a boxer as Melissa Saintville. Both fighters are clearly tired, some fatigue setting, and the rounds are flying by as women's boxing is 2 minutes around. Yeah, by blood, I'm from the Dominican Republic, but I was born in New York City. It's very messy in the exchange, but Melissa's so clearly getting the better of it. She's clearly getting the better of it. Those body shots, they were clear. You didn't have to look for them. Olivia's opted to wrestle because she can't close the gap without getting tagged. When she tries to come through the front door, she's met at the front door with shots. Funny story, in the 1900s, I believe each block in New York had their own champion represent and for them and will challenge the other neighbor champions to prove that these are the origins of New York City. I got to go back there. I haven't been back there in years, but I'm the kind of person that when I move forward, I don't look back. So that's a big part of the reason I haven't been back there. I spent most of my life there. Appreciate that, Marcy D. Ow. I do miss it. I'm not going to lie, but I want to see what the rest of the country looks like, especially the West Coast. I'm told by many it's the best coast. There's only one way to find out. Very scrappy in the exchange. Very durable Olivia Garula has opted to wrestle because I reiterate she can't close the gap without getting tagged. Desperate situation for Garula, who feels the fight slipping away. You know, that's actually where I wanted to go, Sophia, California. I wanted to go to California, but then I saw the cost of living and I decided, let's go to Texas. Brooklyn, yeah, Brooklyn is gentrified, man. So is Harlem right now. As soon as I saw that they put up a what's that store, man? What's that health food store? They put one of those on 125th Street. Whole Foods, I believe it is. That changed everything. Well, really, ever since they put that Old Navy on 125th, you know what time it was. But like I said on Punches Live yesterday, I don't view gentrification as a bad thing. It's up to you to hold your position. It's up to you to stay on your square. And if you can't do that, that ain't nobody's fault but yours. They put a Whole Foods on Tufizi, and you knew what time it was. But like I said, I'm not mad at that. My old neighborhood looks very nice. Places, my old stomping grounds, places I used to be, places I used to smoke, places I used to fuck girls in the staircase. Those places are very nice right now, and that's okay. Melissa Saintville, the very vivacious, the very bubbly, always pleasant, pleasing Melissa Saintville. Yeah, your house, yo, I agree with that, Leo. That's because that's how I feel. Your house is yours, nothing less. It's on you to maintain your position, and your living situation is entirely up to you. It's not up to nobody else. It's up to you. A part of me wants to go to California because it's like I heard so many nice things, but I heard that the cost of living is worse than New York. So I'm like, man, come on, man. Appreciate that more, CD. I prefer the East Coast since you guys were the mecca of boxing in the golden era. And yeah, I miss Harlem, man. If I miss anything, I really miss Harlem, man. I really do. But it's like, yo, I live most of my life there. I gotta see the world. I gotta at least see the rest of the country. My real plan is to see the world, but that's another story. That's another story for another day. But California looks so much fucking fun, man. Look fun, and they got a great boxing scene over there. That's more reason to go over there. South California, they got a great boxing scene over there. It's lots of boxing. Yeah, Melissa took that easy. That wasn't a hard fight to score. That wasn't a hard fight to score. I think what Melissa's trying to do is position herself for a Taylor fight. That's what I think both her and Heather Hardy are trying to do. These are lightweight. I believe that these are lightweight contests, and if they are, then it's obvious. Anybody in the lightweight division, regardless of who they are, regardless of where they are, if you trying to fight for a title, then you trying to fight Katie Taylor, and it's that motherfucking simple. Not really. Apartments in San. Wow. 2,400. You know, I was looking at San Diego, Sophia. I heard good things about San Diego. I heard good things about San Francisco as far as nightlife and the city. I heard good and bad things about those places. I heard real good things about San Diego. I heard a lot of pros and cons about San Francisco. You think I should stay away from Cali Moon? I heard all the Californians is moving to Texas. I heard that. There is Dan Canobio, heir apparent to the CompuBox throne, wearing the white shell top Adidas with the blazer. I actually heard Chile is very nice, man. For those of you that are not aware, I'm half Chilean. I know most of you don't know that, but I actually am half Chilean. And I have strong intentions of at least visiting Chile. Heard it's a beautiful country. I know next to nothing about Chile, though, other than the Andes Mountain is there and it's on the west coast of South America. What'd you say? That means you're a third. Melissa Saintville. You been to Chile really? What's it like? All right. I heard lots of good things about Chile, man. A lot of good things. I heard they have a very good economy, very good educational system. They're self-sustaining. They're independent. You know what I mean? I think that's a big part of the reason that you don't see very many Chileans migrating to other parts of the world is because they have such a good situation at home. Why go somewhere else? Now I'm half Chilean. Seriously, Leo. Not even. I'm not even joking. I am half Chilean, but I only know my Dominican side. I was raised by the Dominican side of my family. I gotta go there one day, man. I gotta go there. Chileans are people that are from the west coast of South America. I heard oppositely. I heard they was doing good. They going down. Valparaíso. Dan Canobio, Melissa Saintville, the always vivacious, always bubbly, always pleasant Melissa Saintville. Arian Utah said Chileans are very butthurt because Argentina is better in everything to them. Better football, better fighters, better women. Ouch. Eating pizza. Yeah, I mean, Melissa showed the cleaner work. It was obvious that she won the fight. Credit to Olivia Garula. I have to say, I do like the drumsticks on Olivia Garula. I'm not going to lie about that. Like I said, I'm only human. I love boxing, but I also love women. Mm-mm-mm. Eric Gomez, Bomb Squad. So, what do you guys think about Deontay Wilder's recent training video with Malik King Scott? Can Malik Scott make a difference in the corner of Deontay Wilder? Is this the change that he really needed? We got two fighters in their pro debut, Stevie Jane Coleman and Kelsey Wickstrom. Very, very noticeable age discrepancy. Wickstrom, 14 years the senior of young Stevie Jane. Better late than never, as they say in this welterweight contest. Tail of the tape are two evenly matched women with 14 years between them. Damn, y'all cold blooded. Catacor says Malik can teach Wilder how to take a dive properly. Leo says nobody can make a difference. Eric Gomez is more optimistic. He says, yes, my king will be back. Philippe says, Scott is a yes man. Everybody can look good on the pads. Mark is laughing his ass off. Mr. Ardo still looks like a stiff, but he working. Not mad at that. Sophia says, you have an ego as your profile pic, Eric? To which Eric replies, my king is the best. Catacor, what Wilder is learning how others have perfected, but good luck to homie. Truth Son says Malik was there before Wilder Fury 2. He said Deontay had the best camp ever. SSP 28 says Malik gonna put Wilder on his OnlyFans account with his. Oh, you think he trying to get him to do an orgy? Oh man, I don't want to think about that. You think like what you think he trying to do like an orgy or some old shit? Like I don't want to think about that. Bomb Squad with a 2-year timer till it winds back. He gonna try to have Wilder on his OnlyFans. I'm sorry for mentioning the stream. It's all right, bro. I mean, you ain't cost me no money. No, I ain't mad at that. I mean, the thing is that you have to, like, honestly, and Doc said this a lot of times. I'm not against Deontay Wilder versus Charles Martin. I think that's a good fight. What I don't think is that you should build that as a pay-per-view. I don't think that. If you want to get Wilder in a good position, you put him on free Fox so as many people could see him as possible. If you put him on pay-per-view, that limits the size of the audience. Y'all already seen what the Ruiz versus Areola numbers was. They didn't even crack 200,000 with that shit. Malik fans only Scott. Didn't they delete his Twitter account because he kept posing naked on the shit? Him and his girl? Him and his girl kept posing like half naked and shit. Like they'll hide their private parts behind waffles and shit like that, or they'll sit in certain angles. It's like, yo, like, why y'all doing that, man? I had to unfollow that motherfucker. I mean, look, if they tell him we'll give you $10 million, right? Let's say they tell him we'll give you $10 million and you have a fight on free Fox, he better take that shit. If they offer him $10 million for a Charles Martin fight, I think he should take that shit. That's decent purse for a fight like that. You can't be expecting them to cough up $30 million every time you get out there because every fight ain't a $30 million fight. The problem with that shit, Mosley, is that if he tries to carry that weight, it's gonna slow him down and take the snap off his punches. That's the problem. One thing that Wilder has had working for him is good snap in the punches. If he carrying more weight and that slow him down, motherfucker, he gonna be telegraphing like a motherfucker. I mean, I don't know, man. It seems like, and I don't say it to be mean or nothing, but it seems that Wilder's potential as a heavyweight, you could argue that it was squandered because he could have been better. He doesn't have to be the biggest guy if he uses what he has to the best of his ability. And the problem is he hasn't, and now he's in his mid 30s. He's like, what, 35, 36 years old? It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, especially when he's been doing the same shit for 43, 44 fights. That's possible, Marcy. I don't rule that out because if y'all seen the Michael Hunter video, Michael Hunter did an interview today, or they released an interview today with Michael Hunter talking about the situation, and it sounded like he reached some kind of a deal with Triller, though I still think Al Heyman is advising him. I still feel like, yo, Al Heyman in the picture. Al Heyman is in the pit. It feel that way. Do you think Wilder will go back? I don't think he'll go back to. Let's put it this way: we don't know that the Fox deal is over. If the Fox deal is set to be over this year and they don't renew, he's not going to have a choice but to go back to Espinoza unless he's willing to fight on Triller. Triller might pick him up. Shit, they picking up Ivan Rekhatch and shit. What did that cost them? Well, look at George Foreman and his comeback. Foreman, yeah, but Foreman, the thing about Foreman, right? He didn't come right back. He fought a couple of like low level club fighter guys before he got to the point where he was fighting world level contenders when he came back. It wasn't straight away. He had a couple of fights. Ryan Kavanaugh. Ryan Kavanaugh, true son. And my understanding is that he's a bit of a scam artist. That's what I've been told. Remember, Triller bought Fight TV, FITE TV. They bought that shit. So they definitely plan on staging more fights. That much you can deduce. I did a video on that a couple of weeks ago. They bought Fight TV. When you buying a platform, a pay-per-view platform, it's obviously because moving forward, you plan on staging several fights a year. The question is, are those fights good enough that people gonna come out of pocket every time you have a fight? If all you gonna have is these old man grandpa fights, ain't nobody trying to buy that. If you think I really want to pay to see Oscar fight, like, nah, come on, B. What's good, Lisa Bales? I ain't trying to pay to see Oscar out here fighting old men and all of that. They bought a pay-per-view platform, so they obviously have intentions of staging more of those kind of fights. But yeah, they bought a pay-per-view platform, so they obviously have intentions of staging more fights. It's just that if it's a pay-per-view platform that you bought, what does that mean? That you plan on appreciate that, bruh. If you buy a pay-per-view platform, the intention must be to stage several pay-per-views throughout the year. That must be the intention. And what fighters and what fights can they put together where it's gonna be if it's just gonna be celebrity fights and influencer fight, I'm not paying for that, bro. Like, nah, I don't need to see YouTubers fighting. Maybe the saving grace for them is that if that's the route that they go, those are people that already have a following. So you ain't even really trying to appeal to a boxing fan. Like if you going to just if it's about Instagram models fighting and Twitter people fighting and YouTube people fighting, then y'all good because they audience will be the ones you trying to sell that shit to, not me. And their pay-per-views are usually around $50. So it's not exactly like to me, it's like if you trying to appeal to the influencer crowd, that's a crowd that already has a following. So I guess you going for guaranteed cash. And it ain't even about it being boxing or real boxing or stupid looking boxing. It's just about you making a quick buck if that's the route that you gonna go. In which case, it's a non-starter for a boxing fan because boxing fans want to see boxers boxing. I don't need to see Susie from Instagram, the Instagram model, boxing another Instagram model. I don't need to see that shit. Maybe they thirsty ass followers need to see that shit. I swear, I swear, some people in my entourage think like Paul Mayweather. I don't know if it is, or I don't know if it ain't, but I know that the whole beef, whether it's fake or not, it's making him look stupid, old, and out of date. That's because it's like, yo, why you over here with a YouTube influencer, bro? You look out of place. You look out of place with these guys, man. Antonio Mosley, all is well. I was good. Don King would be proud of Triller. You think so? I mean, I don't know what kind of profit margins they have right now. The most successful event that they've had so far has been the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight. But it's my understanding that both Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. have since parted ways from Triller. They're not in bed with them anymore. And they brought you your most successful event. So moving forward, what was like Lopez versus Cambosos, I'm gonna buy it because of the Cruz Dezern fight and see the Rouge fight. Like I'm gonna buy the pay per view, but being honest, I don't know how many people gonna buy that joint, man. I don't know. Floyd's new hairline, though. Yeah, I know, right? That shit look wild, bro. He looked better without the hair. That's fucking wild. That's the only cat I seen that looked better without the hair. It's like, yo, you could have hair, bro, but get a haircut. How you just gonna have hair and no haircut? He woofing. Motherfucking beard all unkept, hair all unkept. Like, yeah, you got hair, but get a fucking fade, bro. I honestly think that Logan Paul is gonna be the reason that it would be successful. I agree with you, Andrew, and it's because of what I said before. Mayweather's fans is boxing fans, right? The ones that's interested in shit that he doing, those is boxing fans. But boxing fans want to see a boxing match, not no motherfucking YouTuber. So you must be relying on Logan Paul's audience to flip the bill. Because boxing fans don't want to see that shit. I don't give a shit about Chad Ocho Cinco in a bare knuckle boxing match. Yo, Daniel, I talked about that, bro. That 50 said that shit months ago. They're like, yo, the dude, low key, that dude is broke. And I'm like, yo, you know what? I think about it. If I'm 44, bro, and I done made money with Connor, I made money with Canelo, I made money with Manny, I made money with Oscar. Why the fuck would I be out here fighting YouTubers, bro? And he talking about it's $100 million fight. No, the fuck it ain't. Who the fuck $100 million? No, it ain't. The poor brothers became famous in all the wrong ways. Tased dead animals, went to the suicide forest. And yeah, they got famous for dumb shit, bro. They got famous on some jackass type shit. They ain't get famous because they got talent. Like, neither one of them could sing, neither one of them could act, neither one of them could rap. We don't know if they could fight. I mean, they beating up they beating up, he beat up a basketball player and another YouTuber. And he did knock out Ben Askren. So I guess that's got to count for something. I don't know, That's a good question. That's a real good because that'll tell us whether or not they actually have plan on having a fight schedule or if they just gonna do the occasional pay-per-view. See this Stevie Jane, the quality of punches from Stevie Jane is a lot more neat. It's a lot more tidy. Goes a long way with the judges when the punches are crisp, clear, and you don't have to look for them. The work is very neat from Stevie Jane in the third round. She is the younger fighter in the fight, after all. 14 years younger than Wickstrom. Yeah, ain't no motherfucking reason for a guy with as much money as Floyd is supposed to have to be running around with an unkept beard and an unkept hairline. If that shit is me, bro, I'll probably get a haircut or a fresh taper every day or every other day. If that's me, I have a living barber. Like y'all remember Who's the Boss? Y'all remember Who's the Boss with Tony Danza? There's a look in the book and you read your book until the day. Appreciate that, Ronald Finkley. I also think Spence Crawford have a done deal to fight later in their careers to maximize their career fighting other PBC 147 pounders before risking a loss. It's weird how they not interested in chatting. I mean, I would agree with you about maximizing their earning potential. The problem is that there's no momentum behind the fight now. People ain't talking about it no more. People are tired of talking about it. It's a sore spot, if it's anything, and it's made the welterweight division a dud. What's the news on Spence's next fight? You know, what's the news? Is he fight Nugas? When is he fight Nugas? Where is he fight Nugas? And what about Terrence Crawford? Bob Arum said they got some big news about Terrence Crawford's next fight, and we ain't heard shit except that the Pacquiao fight not happening. How long can Floyd even continue to do these exhibitions? These celebs are gonna get old and worn out. Yeah, man. Yo, look, he look old and worn out, if I'm being honest. He look old and worn out. Like, get a haircut, bro. You could get hair plugs, but you still gotta have a haircut. I agree, Kat. The lower weight classes is carrying boxing right now. Why couldn't Mayweather fought Pacquiao? Why not? Why not indeed? I think they would have got more of a solid reception for a Pacquiao Mayweather exhibition. If Bob Arum expect to make a Porter fight, there was a video, right, of Sean Porter that was uploaded very recently, and it don't sound like he gonna fight Sean Porter. That's very disappointing because that's what I was hoping the news was, that they gonna make the Porter fight. I doubt Keith Thurman would take on Crawford after 2 years of inactivity. So when Bob says big fight, big news, I really don't know who the fuck he talking about. It ain't gonna be Mikey Garcia. I mean, I'd consider it SSB. I'd consider it. I ain't gonna sit here in front like I wouldn't think about that shit. I would. Remember when Floyd Sr. had that shit was wild, bro. He was bald on top with dreads. Like, I don't know who the fuck told him that was a good idea, but it wasn't. You know, motherfuckers can't forget some shit in this era, right? Motherfuckers can't forget a bad haircut because there's pictures of the shit everywhere. Motherfuckers cannot forget that Floyd Sr. had a George Jefferson with a Bob Marley at the same time. And that shit looked like, yo, dog. That shit just did that shit, yo. That shit would just look wild, B. Like, that shit just looked wild. Did you hear Taylor say after Ramirez? Yeah, I heard that shit. But you know, he also said he might take on Teofimo too. Personally, I think he'll take on Crawford. Personally, because I don't know. Bob said not that long ago that what they're gonna do after Lopez versus Cambosos, if Teofimo wins, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put Teofimo on pay-per-view. But I don't know, man. That situation still feels unstable to me, man. Yo, you got to look at that picture, man. He was bald on top, but he had dreads on the side. He had a George Jefferson with a Bob Marley. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Who the fuck told you that was a good idea? You didn't pass no mirrors on the way here. Here come Tank talking he want the win. Yeah, he don't want the winner of that fight, dog. Like, you know what he doing? He positioning himself to pick up a vacant title. That's what he's doing. If he beats Barrios for the regular belt, when the winner of Ramirez versus Taylor moves up, guess who becomes the champion? Whoever got the regular belt. He just positioning himself to catch a belt. Loma Nakatani is a great fight. That's a great fight. Bruh, I can't even say he looked like the Predator because the Predator didn't look half bad. Senior looked all bad, bro. Like yo, it's like yo, somebody don't love you. Cause if they loved you, they wouldn't let you leave the house with that shit. That shit looked bad, dog. It looked like that shit just looked bad, man. Like yo, it looked like an old mop that need to be rung. Tank don't want the winner of that fight, man. Come on now. He don't want like that shit don't fool nobody, man. That's sucker shit. That shit don't fool nobody. And then when they start talking to you, you're gonna start talking some dumb A-side shit. That's what's going. It's like, man, get out of here, man. Just keep fighting for your regular belts and shit, man. That dude is just trying to position himself to catch a vacant title as soon as one becomes available. He looking to get moved up to WBA Super Duper Upa Champion. Or they might not have to move him up. They might not even have to because when the winner of the fight moves up, that super shit is just gonna be out there. It's gonna evaporate. I gotta say, Stevie Jane has the look of the more polished boxer. I like the work from Stevie Jane in the blue, pressuring Wickstrom on the inside. Good jab from Stevie Jane. Yeah, the work is real tidy from Stevie Jane, man. It's real neat, real neat. Both fighters are making their pro debut. We're in the 5th round. Better matchups, PBC. We'll see this. Mayweather's head looked like an old dog's back. Yo, he said, yo, B, what kind of parallel is that? He said it looked like an old dog's back. Yo, that's wow. That's wow. Kevin Jones is crazy because Tank is good ass fighter, but yo, they moved him wrong years ago, Kevin. I always say this about Tank. After the Pedraza fight, I thought that he was gonna be it. Like I really thought, like, all right, they got a winner, they got a star, they got like good, they got a good fighter. And after the Liam Walsh fight, I was like, you know what? He had to fight Liam Walsh because he was the mandatory for the IBF, so I can't hold that against him. It's after that. It's everything after that that soured me on Tank. It's everything. Like, you know what you do? If they didn't think you was ready for Loma, that wouldn't have been the end of the world. If they didn't think you was ready for Loma, that's cool. But fight Tevin Farmer, fight Alberto Machado, fight Jezreel Corrales, fight Mickey Roma, fight Miguel Burchell. You know what I'm saying? Can't fight none of them fucking guys, man. Fight Masayoshi Ito. The Davidson Whispers with Taylor next week. They were, yeah, I agree. I agree with that shit, Leo. They didn't move him right, and that's the problem. It's everything after the Liam Walsh fight that soured me on Tank. That it's like, yo, dog, even if you didn't fight Loma, if you would have fought Farmer, I would have let all that other shit go. I would have let all that other shit go. If you would have fought Machado, which is another winnable fight, I would have let a lot of shit go. But you just didn't fight shit. Fucking Cuellar, Fonseca, like what? Ruiz. You got mad people in your division that you could have fought, and you ain't fucking fight none of them. That's the same shit I'm saying, Kevin. And I'm like, yo, if they would have put him in there with Machado or Cancio, he might have won them fights. And those would have been good wins. Machado, Cancio, Corrales, Burchell. Like, he might have won all them goddamn fights. But he really didn't fight shit. He fought Pedraza and then just didn't fight shit. I could have forgiven not fighting Loma if he would have fought other people. I could have forgot about the Loma shit. Like, it ain't all about Loma. He's one guy. But you just didn't fight shit. 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 You Hey, Cuellar was coming off a loss to Abner Mares and 2 years of inactivity when he fought Tank, bruh. That was a super duper cherry pick. And he lost. That was at 126. That was at 126. He lost to Mares. I mean, Burchout gonna get fights, bro. He's still an interesting, fun fighter to watch. He'll get fights. It's just that you gotta wonder, dog. Like, shout out to Alejandro, because he always said that he don't think Burchelt could take a punch, and I was like, yo, he's bugging. He took punches from Mickey Roman. Mickey Roman hit hard, but at the end of the day, he was right. Valdez beat the shit out of Burchelt. I gotta give it to Alejandro. He been seen that shit coming. I heard that shit, but I don't know if it's true. I'm gonna have to do a fact check on that shit. Spence has a big purse system for ex featherweights, a small purse system for Crawford. Word, right? Word, right? Yo, it was a super duper ooper cherry pick, bro. You fighting a featherweight that hasn't fought in 2 years and is coming off a loss at super featherweight. Bro, that's a super duper ooper ooper cherry pick. You telling me in this whole division, you couldn't find somebody better to fight? The worst shit is that by the time he fought Cuellar, when they was making that fight, Alberto had already beat Jezreel Corrales. So what y'all could have did was, yo, let me get Alberto Machado, and I'd have been cool with that. Nah, you don't want to fight shit. That's why I could never like I can't stomach Javante Davis's career. Like, bro, like, nah, they don't want to let you fight no fucking body, bro. All that bullshit, you probably not never gonna fight Devin. You probably not. You probably not never gonna fight Devin. You probably not never gonna fight Lopez. So it's like, what the fuck would I be excited about your career for? The whole shit that get people excited about boxing is the fights that could end up happening later on. And with Tank, 95% of what's out there, he ain't gonna fucking fight nobody. I don't think he gonna go back to 130, bro. SSB, I think he's done at 130, bro. Talking about Cat, is Mario Barrios a money fight? Is that a money fight? I agree with you, Roman Legion. Look at Charlo. He fighting Juan Montiel that got knocked out by Jaime Munguia. What the fuck? And Max Kellerman got the goddamn nerve to be sitting there asking questions about Canelo while this cat is fighting Juan Montiel? That's wild to me, bruh. That's wild to me. Well, that's the problem. I believe the boxing bodies have to push these. Yo, the shit is that the boxing bodies only care about getting their sanctioning fees, so they try to make nice because they know if they ruffle too many feathers, the motherfucking promoters will just go to another sanctioning body. So that's why you see the WBC always trying to lick everybody ass. You see Gilberto trying to lick everybody ass. The IBF and the WBO, they the Mavericks. Like, nah, we gonna order this shit and you just gotta fucking deal with that shit. That's That's that, yo, real shit, cat. How the fuck you gonna sit there talking about you got questions about the people that Canelo been fighting, but you don't got no questions about Charlo versus Montiel? You don't got no questions about Golovkin and Zeremata? You don't got no questions about none of that shit? I used to believe in Max, man. He let me down, man. Ever since he went to ESPN, he's just started sucking a lot of fucking dick, man. He let me down, bro. He just went over there and just started fucking sucking a lot of goddamn dick, man. That shit is depressing. IBF and yo, real shit. IBF and WBO. WBA and WBC is about that booty talk. Max Kellum, yo, he was like, yo, he was trying to say like, oh, Canelo's fighting like the number 4 guy on the list of guys I'd like to see him fight. But what about Better Beef? What about Bivol? What about? I'm like, yo, what? Why the fuck you expect the guy that's doing the most, and you don't expect shit of the guys that's doing the least? This dude literally fought 3 times in less than 12 months. And 2 of the fights was unbeaten champions. And you got the fucking audacity to ask questions about him? While you blowing smoke up my ass about Charlo? Or you just, oh, fuck you. That's wild to me, bro. I thought Max was a boxing guy. I thought he was a boxing guy. I would literally listen to the Charlo brothers talking for hours. It's the pleasant what? That's some dry ass sarcasm if I ever heard it. Canelo, I dig it. I dig it. Yo, that's the other shit, Midwest. I'm like, yo, I don't understand how somebody could propagate that narrative and I don't even like this. I really don't like getting into shit like that because that opened that dumbass can of worms that I don't want it. Like, nah, bro. Let's stick to the facts. Let's stick to the facts. The guys that you want him to fight, they ain't no motherfucking better than the guys that he is fighting. Some of them is worse. It's money. Say what you want. Fielding, Saunders, and Smith all have countries behind. Yo, that's a cat. Cat with the comment of the night. I had to highlight that shit. Yo, Dan Canobio's a little dude, man. I didn't even realize that shit. Yo, Chris Mannix, man. Chris Mannix was on some bullshit, bro. He just on some. See, this the shit. If you've been following this channel long enough, you know that I'm not a Canelo fan. Like, if you've been following this channel long enough, you know that I'm not one of his apologists, bro. I've been giving Canelo shit. The thing is that after a while, if you just can't give somebody their credit, you become a hater. And I'm not a hater. I like what he's doing. If you trying to unify the super middleweight division, I'm happy you doing that. You know why? Because James DeGale didn't do it. George Groves didn't do it. Zerto didn't do it. David Benavidez didn't do it. That's why I'm like, yo, if he gonna come in and wrap this shit up and get all them belts, the fuck I'm gonna be mad at him for? There was 6 different fucking guys that didn't unify shit. I did a video on that. It's the last video I uploaded. So if you want to know my thoughts on that, it's in the last video I uploaded, bro. Yo, I agree, Adrian. I agree, Adrian. Max is no longer Max. He's become what Teddy Atlas used to be. Refused to. I agree. Refused to be. I agree with you 100%, Matt. Adrian, 100%. That dude sold out, bro. That dude sold out. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you got criticisms for Canelo, who fought 3 times in 12. I know Canelo has his faults. I've pointed them out many times. They're like, yo, dog, you not beating this dude with the judges. The WBC rewriting rules based on his positive test. I said all of that. That being said, you're not going to tell me that as a boxing fan, yo, let's criticize Canelo and ignore that Charlo don't want to fight shit. Let's ignore that. That dude don't want to fight shit, bro. He don't. Fuck Canelo. Why you don't fight Andre? How the fuck are you too good for Andre? I didn't like Canelo when he used to do all that sketch weight bullshit at 155 rehydration clauses. But he's the real deal, man. He got offered. Yo, that's how I feel, Tommy. That's how I feel. That at some point you got to give him credit. Like, yeah, he fought 24 rounds with Gennady Golovkin and didn't get stopped. That's the other way you got to look at that. I don't think the first fight was a draw. In my heart, I feel, that dude lost. In that first fight, Canelo lost to me. You lost that fight. Lara, I don't care what the fuck, Larry didn't win that fight, bro. You don't fight on a stage like that to fight that fight. Only the fake boxing snobs think Larry won that fight. I don't think he won that fight. You gonna come in here and be economic on the biggest stage you ever fought on? Who the fuck you think gonna score that fight for you? You want to be naive, then be naive, motherfucker. I could have told you that shit wasn't gonna work. You gonna do all that capping, confront him at the presser, so you could get the big fight on the big stage, so you could go out there and be economic and move lateral? That shit ain't gonna work. Shit, it's a wonder that Tyson Fury beat Vlad with that bullshit in Dusseldorf. It's a wonder he beat him with that shit, that they gave him the decision. Motherfuckers could have robbed Tyson Fury that day and nobody would have batted an eyelash. And that's, watch that fight. Watch the motherfuckers mythify shit that they ain't never seen. I watched that fucking fight, bruh. That's an ugly fight. And if those judges in Dusseldorf felt like robbing Tyson Fury, nobody would have batted an eyelash because that's how fucking ugly that fight was. Motherfuckers acting like he went in there and fucking swung Vladimir Klitschko from his ankles. Nah, it's just an ugly fight where ain't nobody landing nothing. So when I seen Lara, oh, you didn't get the decision for that economic boxing on a budget bullshit, I don't feel sorry for you, bro. You got to want to make a statement. And if you're not trying to make it, all right, don't make a statement then. Don't make it decisive. Go ahead. Lateral movement, bro. Go ahead. You do that. Canelo will fight 3 times before they fight once. At the end of the day, boxing fans love a boxer because they box. Me personally, I'm a fan of. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Tony. I'm with you on that, Tommy. How Jamal could seriously say his opponent would need a vac? Yeah, like when you ever heard of that? When have you ever heard somebody say that? Yo, he got to get a vaccine and he got to be 25 and he got to come down to 160. Yo, you the one that called him out last year. And nobody want to talk about that. April of last year, you started all of this shit, bro. And you motherfucking, you ain't young like 22, 25. You 30 starting shit that you don't want to finish. The Fury Klitschko fight was a snooze fest. Let me see. The Fury Klitschko fight was a snooze fest. Bailey, yo, that's real shit. But credit to him. I always give him his credit because he won a decision in hostile territory and he ended the reign of Vladimir Klitschko. So you have to give him credit. It's just that if we talking about the actual fight and the aesthetic of the fight, I swear to God, if them judges in Dusseldorf felt like robbing Tyson Fury, nobody would have batted an eyelash. Like, yeah, it was kind of close, but it was ugly. It was ugly. We are fans who yeah, yo. Charlie, yo, real shit, and he just be talking, bro. Like that's another cat that I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna follow your career for? You think I want to be up at 11 p.m. watching Charlo versus Montiel? Thank God that it's gonna be a bunch of other cards that day. Thank God for that. Charlo want to fight Canelo for the free word. He said, yo, he could come down to motherfucker said he could come down to 60 and fight for the French. Like, why the fuck would he do that? Demetrius Andre best win was Vanez. That was like 7 years ago. Yo, that's real shit, Tommy. That's real shit. Like, I like legitimately, I cannot argue with that. I would say that he looked better against Suliecki than Jacobs. I do think he looked better against Suliecki than Jacobs. But what am I supposed to do with that? Am I supposed to knock on my neighbor's door and say, yo, you know what? Demetrius Andre beat Suliecki. Come on, B. What can I do with that? 164 catch weight. It's like what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call my mother. I'm gonna call my sisters. Yo, but you know that Andre beat Suliecki better than Jacobs, right? Like, really? Come on, really? Come on, man. I can't do nothing with that, man. Fury wasn't 6'9" against Vlad. Fury was at most 6'8". Fury broke Vlad before getting in the ring. I believe I've heard a lot of people say that. I choose. I heard a lot of people say that. I choose to just not look at it through rose tinted lenses. I give I give Fury his flowers and I give him his credit, but that don't mean that that wasn't an ugly fucking fight. That was an ugly fucking fight. What we got going on right here? Was this Heather Hardy's first professional? It looked like this was Heather Hardy's first professional fight. Look, a lot younger and a lot slimmer. Homegirl fighting with a tablecloth on. They could have made that shit smaller, man. Homegirl with the camo kit. I got a pair of boxers that look like that, but they ain't that loose. For real, Kevin Jones. Like, what I'm gonna do? Am I gonna go to my neighbor like, yo, you know what? Demetrius beat Suliecki, bro, and he beat him better than Jacobs. They gonna look at me like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with him? Is he retarded? Fuck you talking to me about this bullshit for? Fury did. I admit that I do think Fury was robbed against Wilder, but that's very contentious. Julius, our mind game and boxing's over talked about. I hear some channels who are big on the mind games. Even Teddy Atlas is big on the mental aspect. I think that they're overselling mind games these days because most of these fighters, it's like, yo, look at the fights and you tell me how many mind games is being played. They tried to say that all that shit that Billy Joe Saunders was doing was mind games. And I'm like, no, it ain't. That's just a motherfucker that's complaining. Where the fuck do you get that those are mind games? That shit ain't mind games. Fury was out partying with AB. Then the next morning he was advocating. Yo, that dude is, yo, man, look, man, I don't want to sound like a Fury hater, so I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone. Because it's going to sound like I got nothing but negative things to say. And that I ain't trying to be that way. It's just, yo, certain shit, man. Back to the mind games conversation, though. It's not that many mind games being played out here, man. This is not the era, this is not the era of mind games. This is the era of boxers that want to be suits. That being said, it ain't no mind games. Who's playing them, dog? Who? Who playing mind games? The only cat I could say in recent memory that I see that really was playing mind games is Tyson Fury. He did it with Vlad and he did it with Wilder. And you could see that, like, yo, low key, it's bothering him. Like, it's actually bothering him. But that's not saying that, oh, yeah, because Billy Joe Saunders be hanging out with Fury. He playing mind games too. Like, nah, man. Like, that shit ain't mind games. That's just, this motherfucker don't want to be here. So he complaining about everything. Give me a second, Shaw. But yeah, y'all like everything ain't like they I think that there's certain things that people like to say and they overuse them. It's certain buzzwords in boxing that people overuse, like, oh, he outboxed him. No, he won a couple of rounds. He slipped a couple of shots, slipped a couple of jabs, got out of the way of some right hands. That's not outboxing somebody, feel me? That's just boxing. That's just plain old regular boxing. That's gonna happen the same way there's gonna be some punches that land is the same way there's gonna be some punches that don't land. But every time a punch don't land, don't mean, oh yeah, he's outboxing him, yo. That's a masterclass. Like, come on, be like, y'all overselling the shit now. What I say is, only guy I could think of in recent memory that I really saw was playing mind games, like for real mind games, was Tyson Fury. That's it. Billy Joe Saunders, all that shit the week of the Canelo fight, that shit wasn't mind games. That's the dude that don't really want to be here and he complaining a lot. Fucking mind games. Everything ain't motherfucking mind games, B. Some motherfuckers just like talking shit. Yes, I agree with that too. Exposed is an overused word in boxing. Unless you reveal something that was not otherwise known, it really ain't shit getting exposed. Because in order for you to expose something, by definition, you revealing some shit that motherfuckers didn't know. Like, okay, well, a motherfucker can't take it to the body. So you expose that. Or you expose that a motherfucker don't like movers. He don't like motherfuckers that'll move around the ring and won't stand there and trade. These are things that you can expose. But everything is not exposing some shit. Sometimes motherfucker just lose, and it ain't that something got exposed. Motherfucker just lost. Hagovic is the boogeyman. I mean, yo, look, L Dog. I know I owe you an apology, so I do owe you an apology. Hunter disappointed me, and I'm not going to defend that bullshit. I'm not even going to try to defend that bullshit. You one fight away from an Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury fight. You one fight away from that. All you got to do is get through Philippe. Either you get the fight or you get the title. And instead of doing that, you took the shortbread so that you could fight safe fights on Triller. I really can't, I can't defend that shit. Like, there's nothing I could say, like, yo, at the end of the day, you just didn't want it with Hergovic. You could explain that shit however you want to explain that shit. It just sounds like you didn't like the money for Hergovic because it's too risky. I seen that motherfucking interview, and all I heard was, you know what? They wanted me to fight Hergovic for this amount of money, and that fight is too dangerous for that amount of money. That's all I heard. That's how I heard it. Like, oh, so you could fight Mike Wilson? You could fight him? You telling me they paying you millions of dollars to fight Mike Wilson? Come on, man. Like, come on. This is a business, bro. Like, come on. Why would they pay you millions of dollars to fight Mike Wilson? How does that make them money? You ain't popular, and neither is he. Hunter went for the bag, but we don't know his situation. So I can it's not look, it's not that, oh, he went for the bag. It's not that. Cause I'm like I said, I'm not being an armchair critic. I'm just saying when you say certain shit and you create a perception, you can't get mad when that shit deflate and people call you out on it. That, oh, I thought you was the bounty hunter. That's the shit you was saying though. You said that shit. You said all that shit about the Hergovic fight. Motherfuckers ain't make you say that shit. It's like the Saunders shit that I've been saying. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Billy should have came out for the next round. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you created a perception based on what you said about Daniel Dubois. And when it was your turn, you didn't do nothing different than Daniel Dubois. So you don't deserve sympathy because you didn't give him sympathy. If you would have gave him sympathy, I'd have been like, nah, you can't knock Billy B. He stayed true blue to his word. That's like you talking fly shit. That's basically that you was talking some fly shit, and when it came time for you to be fly, you didn't want to be fly. That's all that really is. Like, you was talking some fly shit. Like, oh, you got to go on your shield, brother. No, you didn't go out on your shield though. You went out in the corner, sat down on a stool. So why you telling Daniel to do some shit that you wasn't ready to do? That's the problem. I ain't gonna tell that man to go out there and get his brains beaten out, knowing that he gonna get his brains beaten out. Y'all seen the 8th round. He was getting fucked up. So I ain't going like, yeah, man, you supposed to go out there. I ain't gonna say that. What I am gonna say is, oh, so you just full of shit. You over there popping shit about Daniel, telling Daniel to do this and that, but you wasn't trying to do this and that. So how you sound telling him to do that? Hunter pulled out because, according to Hunter, he got a better deal from Triller to fight a softer opponent. That's what he said in so many words. He's fighting a cruiserweight that hasn't fought in a year, and has and the most famous guy that Mike Wilson fought was Dennis Lebedev, and that's a fight that he lost. That ain't even, it ain't even like he beat Lebedev. You lost to Lebedev. What Canelo's, I mean, come on now, let's not get crazy out here, man. Talking about some Canelo versus Usyk, let's not get crazy out here, man. Yeah, Hunter's a letdown, bro. Like, it's a letdown, bro. Like, I ain't even, like I said, I owe L Dog an apology for that shit, because I really thought Hunter was gonna box that dude, and he just decided to fight Mike Wilson. He has his reasons, but that don't mean I could defend it. Me too, Marcy. I thought he stood a chance. I thought like, nah, he could probably win that fight. I mean, it'd be a close fight, but it's winnable. Ah, you want to fight Mike Wilson? All right. And you could explain it. You could say that, yo, Triller gave me a better deal. All I see is you took on a lesser ranked opponent in a safer fight for money you was comfortable with. You just not comfortable with Philippe, because if you was as comfortable with Philippe as you are with Mike Wilson, then the money wouldn't have really been an issue. That's just the truth of the shit. If you didn't look at Philippe as some kind of a threat, and you was just like, man, I could beat the shit out of Philippe. He ain't shit. If you looked at it like that, then the money money wouldn't even come into it. Like, man, I beat the shit out of him. For how much? Yeah, I take it. I fuck him up. Ward don't got the frame to be no cruiser, man, and he don't got the punching power. Appreciate that, Tommy. Ward don't got the frame for that shit, man. He never did. Like, really, he didn't really have the best frame for light heavyweight. He didn't have the best frame for that division either. I'm not talking down Ward. I'm just saying that the idea of Andre Ward as a cruiserweight, nah, it wouldn't work, bro. It wouldn't work. It's too much weight on that frame. I agree. Usyk versus Hay is a better fantasy fight. Usyk versus Hay is a way better fantasy fight, because Hay was an explosive puncher. Usyk could move, and he got the moves and all of that, and the volume and the angles, but he wasn't a big puncher at cruiserweight. David Hay was. Can Usyk shrink? Nah, I don't think he can, bro. I don't think he can. Usyk is 6 foot what? 6'3". Imagine him trying to cut down the light heavyweight. That did nah, man. That dude look like nah. He not scared. He just, I mean, look, I don't know if I could call it scared. I'm just saying that, like, for whatever reason, you didn't like your chances for that money. If you looked at it as a sure win, then you would have took that money, because the incentive is not that fight. The incentive is becoming the IBF's mandatory challenger, because you know you're gonna get your title shot once it's over. That's the real incentive. It ain't about the money for the motherfucking Hergovic fight. But if you looking at that fight and you like, nah, man, this is more trouble than it's worth, you rather fight Mike Wilson? Does that bring you closer to a title? Did you say Jesus Cuellar? Like I can't defend that shit, man. And I'm not gonna try to. It is what it is. That's a duck, bro. That's a textbook duck. If you skip out on a guy that you was supposed to fight and you end up with a Mike Wilson, yo, that's a duck, bro. What I look like apologizing for the shit? I ain't do it. Blair Cobb's about to have a fight, Andrew. He about to have a fight, I think in June. Who said you have to bulk up to the weight? Simply fight at your natural fighting weight, and there you go. You think guys like that's a good point, Antonio. That's a good point. I've heard that said before. They're like, yo, you ain't got to fight at the limit. You just got to fight at a weight that's comfortable for you. You ain't got to fight at 200 pounds just because 200 pounds is the limit. It ain't cat. It sounds like you trying to apologize for him, B. And I'm not gonna do that. Like, we don't apologize for a lot of motherfuckers. We ain't gonna start with Michael Hunter. We don't apologize for a lot of shit that goes on. We go in on motherfuckers all the time. So I can't change that because Michael Hunter decided to skip out on Philippe, B. That shit is just a plain old duck. I would like to say something else, but I mean, what? Like I said, what I look like apologizing for the shit? I didn't do it. I ain't get everybody all hyped to see Hunter versus Hergovic. They did that shit. Not just Williams. Eddie Blunt was 230 pounds against Satterfield, and was that? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, fight about to start. I think that they had to. I think that they had to put on an old Heather Hardy fight because Makia Krebs, her fight got taken off the card because she blew the weight. So we gonna see what Heather got left in the tank and whether or not this is gonna be her final fight. Depending on how it go, if she get out there looking slow, rusty, and crusty, could be her final fight, B. But I have her winning on points. That's my prediction. I have Heather winning on points. Cause the thing about Camara, Kamara's not a volume puncher. She's a counter puncher. She's boxing on a budget. She don't throw a lot, and she not a big puncher. She never knocked nobody out before. She got like 9 fights, 9 pro fights. Experience goes to Heather, right? Experience goes to Heather. Activity goes to Heather. I would say toughness has to go to Heather because she fought better girls. She fought Shelly Vincent 2 times. She fought Amanda Serrano and didn't get knocked out. She weathered the hard shots, almost got knocked out, but kept fighting. So toughness and grit got to go to Heather. Volume got to go to Heather. Experience got to go to Heather. The shit that's working against Heather is she ain't fought since the Amanda Serrano fight. That's like damn near 2 years ago. And yo, look, I ain't trying to knock nobody, but she pushing 40. So it's like, yeah, yo, Jessica, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. Real good fight. I don't know what's going to happen, but I did pick Heather Hardy on points. So let's see if that's how it happened. And the other thing is, Jessica's the naturally bigger girl. Jessica's a natural lightweight. Heather moving up the lightweight because she ain't got the metabolism to make featherweight no more. She damn near 40. That's true. That's true, Leo. And that shit is real. It happens. That like, yo, your age, you just go in there and you feel fucking 40. Or worse, you fucking 40 and you feel 50. Jimmy Bivens is a legend in Ohio. The Cleveland Spider-Man. Ow! Willie Lynch. Ronald Finkley. Ow! At least 6'3". Williams is as tall as Ali, who was 6'3" in the '60s, but looked taller against Liston. Here we go. Let's get this shit, Heather. Why is Heather dressed like? Oh, she got like a school mom kit. She look Amish with that joint. Why she got the Amish fight kit? She got the Amish school mom fight kit. Like she about to go churn some butter. Let's see how she carries the weight because she's trying to campaign at 135 now. This will be a better weight for her if she can carry it because she ain't got to cut all the way down to 126. You can see that Heather is a stocky girl like that like she retains a lot of weight. So it's like cutting down to 126. She can't do that shit no more. He says she ready to pray. Right, let's see what it do, what it do. All right, they doing the national anthems. Tribute to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ow, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Jessica Camara, all the way from Canada. Did I see Brian Cohan in Jessica's corner? Is that who I saw? Is this Lou DiBella Entertainment versus the Empire Stable of Fighters? Yeah, that is Brian in the corner. I think Hunter's style could spell trouble for Hergovic if Hunter could get inside. That fight fuck around that fight fuck around never happened, bro. If there was ever a reason for Hunter to have that fight, it was because of it was a final eliminator. If he was willing to walk away under those circumstances, it's hard to imagine he would fight Hunter under any other set of circumstances. It's Camara with a C. For some flash and flee, flee. Jason has his horn hin, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in the air, gave proof to the night. I do think Heather's gonna win on volume. I don't really feel like Jessica has enough pop on those punches to keep her off. Heather's got a chin, so even if she does get tagged, I mean, that's the other thing. There's so many intangibles with this fight because yeah, under normal circumstances, Heather has a chin, but she ain't fought in well over a year. So she might get hit and feel crazy, like, man, I don't miss this shit. Land of the free and the home of the brave. All right. We gonna see. I think Jessica. I mean, I think Heather probably if things is right and they're the way that they need to be, she'll start off fast. Lou DeBellia. All right. Jessica looks pumped. She looked like she ready to go for the Rockets. Red glare. Yo, that dude in Jessica's corner looked like somebody. Who does that bald dude look like, B? That bald dude looked like somebody, man. He looked like an off-brand Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. For the Ramparts, we won. Yo, that dude need to iron his fucking shirt, dog. How the fuck you gonna be a referee with a wrinkled ass shirt? That probably not even his fucking shirt. My mother raised me better than that, dog. Like you're not gonna be running around with a wrinkled white t-shirt with a wrinkled white button down. That's bananas, bruh. The motherfucking shirt look like a shower curtain. That's just bad manners, bruh. Like the fuck out of here. Iron that shit, man. Have some respect. Coming out here with this wrinkled ass shirt. He probably like, fuck it, I'm gonna get blood on it anyway. So what the fuck I look like ironing this shit? They got that shit. They got that pressing shit that like it's not an iron. It irons the shirt with steam. He could have used that shit. Fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, 7 wins, 2 losses, no knockouts. Jessica Camara. UFC Fight Pass, Adrian. Someone was just doing a live thinking that old Heather fight was live. I messaged that they cut the live. Yeah, like see, but he doing it right. Have a trainer is doing it right. Like that shit look fly. Like you got your dress. The shit that Mayweather Senior had, that shit looked like an old school mop. The shit that Mayweather Senior had, that shit looked like an old school mop in an old bucket in an old closet. Bit of a height advantage on Camara, slight height advantage. You can see that she's the naturally bigger girl. We'll see though, because like I said, even though she's the naturally bigger girl, she has no recorded knockouts. So at minimum, that tells you that she's really not a big puncher. The question is, how will Heather feel in the first couple of rounds? She ain't fought in a while. We're about to find out. Heather starts out fast, shoots the jab, trying to close the gap. Trademark Heather Hardy comes out fast. Oh, is that a slip? They gonna call it a slip or not? Oh, he ruled it a knockdown. Oh man, Kamara's frustrated. You got now. We're gonna have to get a first round of Heather. Heather comes out quick, showing the jab. Camara showing her jab, trying to keep Heather Hardy on the outside. Tries for the right hand. Trademark Heather Hardy. She wants to stay close to you. She wants to hurt you. Heather trying to stay out of the way of that jab. Tries for a left hook. Just trademark Heather Hardy, man. She wants to fight in close quarters and throw punches in bunches. That's why I think she can win this fight on volume. She looks all right so far. Looks sharp. Kamara trying for the jab, trying for the jab. Heather tries with a straight one, too. Mm. Flurry from Camara doesn't find a home. Mm. You got to give that round to Hardy because of the knockdown. But you wonder how she's going to feel a couple of rounds into this fight. You have to wonder how she's going to feel a couple of rounds into this fight. She got off to a good start. I don't know why it's on UFC Fight Pass. Feel me? Like it's just that's where it's at. But like I said, I'm here. I bought the joint because of it's Heather Hardy's ring return. That's why I got the joint. We're gonna see if Camara has some answers in the second round. It's a good strong start for Heather, but it's Plenty more rounds to go. This is just the beginning of the fight. See how that gas tank holds up. Eats a jab. Hardy does. Gets off a couple of shots. Couple of body shots. Trademark Hardy. Close quarters fighting. It's messy, but there's a lot of it. Eats a right hand from Camara. Very scrappy. Yeah, if Camara gets settled in, the work from Camara, it looks very tidy. Like the punches aren't hard to see. Whereas what you get from Hardy, it's close quarters, it's scrappy, they're arm punches at times. You gotta wonder what the judges are gonna favor. Because Camara throws the cleaner, tidier shots. She just doesn't throw as often. This is looking like a Camara round, if I'm being honest. I don't know why Heather's fighting with her hands down. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I think that she's comfortably out of range, but it just don't look good, man. Plant's running like a dog with his tail between his legs while talking smack. Yeah, I know that shit got on my nerves, dog. That shit, like, how you gonna talk about? Oh, he fighting. Yo, you talking about he fighting UK level, bruh? Why don't you shut the fuck up? Your biggest win is Jose Uzcategui. Fuck out of here with that shit. Is that Jamel Herring? They got Jamel Herring in the building. Yeah, I noticed, bro. Like her body language, it's like yo, she looked like like yo. It's let's see what the third round looked like. But she's breathing heavy, man. I do notice it. I do notice it, and I didn't like the look of her in that second round. Mm. Right, Heather's trying to close the gap, showing a lead hand. She's taking shots on the way in from Camara. She got out of the way of those shots, but she's taking punishment, man. Kamara's starting to get settled in, man. Now Heather's battling back, but the work ain't tidy. The work ain't clean. Good low left hook, short left hook from Camara on the inside. Yo, Camara's piecing her up, man. Camara's piecing her up, man. Yeah, she's piecing her up, man. Short hooks on the inside. It looks a lot like Camara's getting the better of the exchange, man. That's what it is. Camara's like fucking 6 years younger than Hardy, man. Hardy's still battling back though, still coming forward, still trying to land punches, tries for an uppercut. But I don't like her body language, man. This is looking. This is starting to look like fucking Jelena versus Erica Cruz, man. Hardy's punches look flat. Don't have a lot on them. She can't really find motherfucking Jessica. Good, strong first round, but I've got it 2-1 with Jessica Camara up, picking up the last 2 rounds. She might retire off of this, man. She might retire off of this. And when you come into a fight with that mentality that might be my last one, that says a whole lot without saying a whole lot. You think Kamara's gonna KO her? Don't say that. Have him Hardy's never been stopped. Ooh, big right hand for Camara. Could be a signature win for Jessica Camara. I hate to say it. I tend to sometimes look at fighters that I followed for a long time through rose tinted lenses. I'd like to think that Heather has enough to win a points decision, but it's really not looking that way. She's getting tagged, man. Mara's getting off some hard motherfucking shots. I mean, Heather looks like she woke up, but she's still not landing with authority here, man. Kamara's work is really clean. Shows that jab. I was good, Jorge. Yeah, she's frustrated. She can't find her, and she's getting tagged in the exchange, man. Kamara's getting the better end of everything, man. Real messy stuff from Hardy, man. Lands that jab. Hardy's all over the place, man. She's losing form. Yeah, she might get stopped, man. Look at that. Look at that, cat. Look at that. She might get stopped, man. This ref and his wrinkled shirt need to move, man. Ooh, look at that right hand. Yo, she might get stopped, bruh. She might get stopped, bruh. Bruh, I got it right now. I got it 3 rounds to 1 in favor of Jessica Camara. The only round I've given to Hardy so far is the first round because of the knockdown. Right now, Jessica swept the last 3 rounds. Yeah, she moved up the lightweight for this fight. She actually moved up. Remember, her last fight was at 126. She went past 130 up to 135. She said she couldn't make featherweight no more, but I don't know why she didn't try 130 instead of going up to 35. Tries for the jab. Timing, the speed, the snapping, the punches, none of it's really there for Hardy. That's why Kamara's getting the better of these exchanges. She's just coming in neater, tighter, and faster. And if she lands a good hand, she might drop Hardy, man. The body language, I'm just not liking it, man. Ooh, shit. That right hand. This might be motherfucking Jessica Kamara's first fucking recorded knockout, bro. You see Heather's left eye starting to get puffy. But she's battling back. She's still tough as fucking nails, and she won't go out without a fight. Could learn a lot from Heather Hardy. Jessica gives herself enough room. She land a big right hand that stops this fucking fight. See, she closes the gap, but it gets real messy when she's close to the target, man. And she's slapping with the oh shit. Them straight punches from Camara ain't nothing to fuck with, man. You gotta give it to Brian Cohen. He know how to pick some killers, man. Kaylee Reese, Mary McGee, Christina Lenarda too, Jessica Camara, man. She doing Hardy greasy, man. Greasy with the straight punches, man. Right hand is the money in this fight, man. She landed a body shot, move Heather whole body, man. She doing her greasy, man. And this referee with his wrinkled shirt, if you gonna wear a wrinkled shirt, at least let it be a dark colored shirt so the wrinkles ain't that obvious. This man came in here with the whitest, wrinkless shirt ever. That left hook to the body is looking serious, B. She hit her with that shit and knocked her off balance with that shit. Round 6. Damn, look at that hook. This is just not a good weight for Heather. And really, she's 39 years old. I mean, it ain't no shame in getting older. And that's what it kind of looked like. You at a weight where you don't belong and you 39 years old. Whoa, shit, look at the right hand. Look at the toughness from Hardy. Eats a big right hand, comes forward. She's still taking shots. Man, she is just getting lit, B. She getting lit, B. It's target practice for Camara, man. She gives us, oh, look at that uppercut. She gives herself enough room, man. Damn, dog. She laying into Heather, man. She really laying into Heather. Good chin on Heather, man, but it's only so much she could take, man. 39 years old, out of action, almost 2 years, coming right off a loss in the featherweight division, now in the lightweight division. That's 2 divisions above featherweight. It's a tall ask. She's psyching herself into the fight. She's taking hard shots. There's a moral victory in there for Hardy, but not one on paper. She's not winning this fight. Jessica's just looking like the biggest, stronger fighter, the younger fighter, the sharper fighter. Oh, man. Hard to watch one of your faves get their ass beat, man. It's hard. Cam Jessica Camara came for it tonight, man. She's here for it, man. She came all the way from Canada and she ain't here to play around. High pain threshold from Hardy, accurate straight shots, and body work from Camara. Heather's showing a lot of gamesmanship, but not much in terms of offense. There's just nothing effective happening for Heather. All right, good left hook from Hardy. Mm, damn. Heather's tough, man, but she's getting hit. She's getting fucking hit, man. That shit, man. Look at them short hooks on the inside. Whether it's straight shots or the short hooks on the inside. Oh, she's laying into heaven now. They go dive into a clinch. Those are those survival instincts. Right, Heather gets off a hook. This is Heather trying to win a moral victory, Kaylee. When you listen back to this live, you gonna listen to me say this is Heather trying to win a moral victory, trying to finish the fight on her feet, trying not to quit the way that Billy Joe Saunders did. She knows she's down on the cards. She knows she can't win this fight, but there's no quit in her, so she's doing her best. And that's what you're looking at. Heather Hardy all the way from Brooklyn. Jessica Camara with the accurate straight shots, short hooks on the inside, body work. There's not much that you haven't seen from Jessica Camara in this fight. Oh, she about to go down, bro. She about to go down. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell. She was about to go down, bro. Look at the corner. Look at how the corner talking to Heather, man. They might fucking throw the towel, man. They need for there to be something left of Heather Hardy to retire. Yeah, I don't think she gonna make it, Cat. I don't think she gonna make it. She can't take much more of this shit, man. This is just a frustrating effort from Hardy, who doesn't want to go out, doesn't want to, doesn't want to just quit in the corner, doesn't want to give up, but doesn't have what it takes to win this fight. She might, she might score her first recorded knockout of her career over Heather Hardy. Them right hands, man, it's there for her, man. She's gonna get off another one. She's gonna get off another one. She's laying into Heather now. Heather's battling back. But Heather don't need this to turn into a gunfight. She ain't got the guns for this gunfight. It's tough, Tommy. Very tough. What you're seeing from Hardy is more frustration than anything else. Look at that shit. She's walking through the goddamn shots. She's eating the shots. You might as well get her a knife and a fork. How many shots she's eating? All she needs to do is land another clean one. She might stop having her. She's done, man. She's done. She's dragging her feet. She can't. What the? Yeah, she. Yo, they got to stop this thing, man. Woo! There's nothing there for heaven, man. They got to stop this fucking thing, man. It's like she got the spirit to keep going, but not the fitness. Not the fitness, not the quickness, not the stamina, not the snapping the punches, not the nutness. Nothing there from Hardy, man. How much more does she want to take? She need to retire off of this, man. Nothing against Camara, but Camara ain't the one you need to worry about at 135. And look at how that fight just looked, man. She need to retire off of that shit, man. All right, what's good, Jed? Yeah, man, she need to retire off of this, man. She need to retire off of that. Ain't no sense in going out there. If Kamara puts you through that, Jessica Kamara ain't the one you need to worry about at 135, man. So she need to retire off of that. Man, Brian got a stable of killers, man. I've been saying it for a while. That dude got a stable of killers, man. Yeah, like she lost form so many times in this fight, dog. It's like, nah, she need to retire, man. Cause somebody else will go out there and beat the shit out of her, man. Like if Jessica puts you through that, she just need to she don't need to take no more punishment, man. It's a tough fight, man. That's a good point, Jed. That's a real good point. I always felt like yo, that was a bad idea and she shouldn't have did that shit. And she gotta retire off that shit, man. I was good, Rod. Yeah, she gotta retire off that shit, man. Ain't no motherfucking sense in ain't no sense in delaying inevitable, man. Just this dude in his wrinkled shirt. Why have an acting surprised over there, dog? Like, come on. Yo, you heard you seen that shit? Have it on act surprised, man. They ain't giving out Oscars at this thing, man. You lost that shit, man. Ain't no motherfucking way she could think she won that fight, man. Like, they ain't giving out Oscars at the thing, man. Like, Jessica won that shit. It wasn't hard to score, it wasn't hard to see. That's wild, bro. Yeah, she better retire, man. Aquaman versus the potluck Irishman. Yeah, man. Have got to retire off that shit, man. I like there's nothing left, man. Like It's not that Jessica's not good. It's that if Heather's in the right place, then her experience, her toughness, and her volume would have got her through it. But Jessica only has 9 pro fights, bruh. That's it, 9. She ain't even fought the same kind of people that Heather fought. So if Heather's where she needs to be, she wins the fight. That being said, we saw what happened. We saw what it looked like. She lost form many times, nothing but arm punches, lots of ineffective aggression. It is what it is, man. Yeah, Heather got up out of there, man. She got up out of there quick. I don't blame her. I mean, I think she's had a lot of bad experiences and shit like that. And it's just, you know what I mean, it's hard to go out there after having gone through all that shit and what is now the renaissance of women's boxing. I feel for a lot of the girls that been out there and they never really got to fight on a really big stage. So if you haven't, you 39 and you seeing that the renaissance is coming, that it's here, and more money and more attention is being poured into the sport, it's gonna make you feel some type of way that it didn't come soon enough for you. Oh man, it's good stories in the sport and it's sad ones too, man. Ah man, it's tough, man. It's tough out here, man. It's tough out here. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, bro. All of y'all, it's been a pleasure. I'm about to wrap up this live right now, man.